Hey guys, good morning. Happy Sunday. So I thought I'd go ahead and create a video today on this question that I saw posted in the Highlevel community group on Facebook. If someone wants us to resend a booking confirmation email, how do we do that? Now, this is aside from the fact that you should already have a workflow established for when someone comes in and books an appointment with you. You should already have a booking automation workflow created. And inside of that automation, you could have reminder emails. That's fine, but there's going to be certain situations where you do need to resend a certain reminder, and on the fly, how do you accomplish that? So that's what I'm going to show you now. There's actually two sophisticated methods to go about this. So let me go into my Highlevel account. I've got several. This is under a different agency, but let me show you the quickest thing that you can do. Okay, so let's assume you've got the automation workflow created. The first email has been sent out. At least we need that to happen. So what we could do now is simply go into that particular contact profile. So the one that I'm going to be demoing here is the one under Funnel Techie, and I'm using my daughter. So Funnel Techie plus Ava Ratliff. So inside of here, so she's already gone through the appointment booking confirmation. The email has already been generated. So if you need to just resend that particular email, look in that person's contact profile, go to the conversation tab over here in the center, and just copy this email. Okay, just copy it out. Go and send email, and then fill out your from name, your from email address, whatever that is. I'm always sending it from my Funnel Techie. That's my transactional flow. Put in whatever subject, and of course, paste in the content. So that's going to be the quickest thing that you could do. You could also, of course, take if you're worried about your emails not being delivered, that's kind of thing that I do. I will help solve that problem. So if you ever have an email deliverability issue, hit me up. I'll be glad to help you and give you some pointers. So, but instead, if you want to also send them a text, you can just simply click the SMS tab and paste in whatever is relevant for the appointment reminder. Paste it in here and click send. So now that is going to be the quickest thing that you can do. But a more sophisticated method, and one that I like to use, is a little bit different. So just bear with me here. Let me show you what can be done. So I'm going to go back into my automation, that workflow that I've created for it, and I will show you exactly what I do. So appointment workflows folder, and I'm going to go into my discovery call appointment workflow. So inside of it, of course, all the nuts and bolts of what you've probably already created yourself. You've got the appointment confirmed trigger up here. This is also very important in case you're not employing it. Make sure that you always, the very first step within a workflow is disabling any contact D&D flags that you might have established. So in this case, I want to disable any D&D statuses for all, all channels. So I'm doing that for everything. And then the next action that I've got created. So the second action inside of my workflow is this, and this is where it gets kind of more involved, but just bear with me here. So I'm actually creating everything on the left-hand side are custom fields, not custom values, but custom fields that you would go into settings and create yourself. These are the names: event, date, time, appointment notes, Zoom link, reschedule link, cancellation link. So what you can do, simply go over into settings and go down to custom fields, and under custom fields, then this is where you would want to add those particular items. So you would choose text input of single line, click next, and whatever the field name is. So remember, I had a Zoom link, so I create them in this fashion. And under the group selection category, I always put it under additional info. Okay, so once that's done, click save for all of them. So now let's go back and let me show you again which one those are. Of course, it'll be in the description below so you can take a look. I'm going to go back and find appointment workflows into my discovery call workflow setup, and I'm going to go into this second action. And these are those custom fields that you need to create. Okay, so create them just like I just showed you. The reason that this is important is because everything to the right are the system variables. Now you're thinking, well, Matt, why can't I just natively use these custom variables inside of another workflow, which is where I'm taking this. So the reason that this is important, the reason I'm taking these appointment workflow system variables and mapping them over to these custom fields that you've created, the use case is that when someone comes in, books an appointment, and they enter into your appointment workflow, everything's going to be honored at a system level. So we can pull out these specific events, these very particular items within the workflow. But in order for us to trigger a reminder or on the fly appointment confirmation email back to the client that's asking for it, that would be outside of this automation. So in order for us to call those specific items, we have to map it accordingly so that we can recall it later. So this is why this is very important. And I'm mapping these according to each one. So the system appointment start time is going to be matched against your event date time. Appointment notes, which again is the system variable, I'm mapping it to the one that we've created called appointment_notes. And you can kind of see the logic behind this. Meeting location needs to be modified here. So let's see. I'm going to go back in and make a modification here. Hold on. All right, so I'm comparing it. So this is going to be the actual Zoom link, but I'm mapping it against my meeting location. So where's my Zoom link here? My Zoom link. Yeah, so it is called meeting location. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I had that mapped correctly. That kind of threw me off. Okay, so this is what we need. So appointment.meeting_location gets mapped to Zoom link. Appointment.reschedule link maps to our reschedule link. And then cancellation link gets mapped to the appointment.cancellation link, just like that. And again, these things will be in the description below so you can follow it, get those mapped. So once you have this created, now this specific action, let me show you where to grab that. Just hit the action button. We want to say update contact. So it's going to be an update contact field. And then this is where we can go in and start mapping those out. Okay. Once that's done, once you've got this created, now as they go through your workflow, those items have been updated profile in these specific custom field areas. So each time, so let's say that the appointment is completed. You've had the call, or maybe they've missed it or whatever. Let's say that next time that same person comes through and books another appointment. These custom fields are going to simply just be updated with everything that takes place to the right. So all of this is going to be overwritten with the specific things that are relevant. Okay, so we don't have to worry about something not being updated in the future. They will update themselves. All right. So now this is where the magic happens. So since we've actually updated those contact fields, and we need to now resend the confirmation email on demand. How do we do that? Well, the next step is, of course, to build another workflow. Let me show you what that is. Again, that is under my appointment workflows. And I've got a very simple resend discovery call email workflow. So I'm going to go in, look at it. Now, so if you'll notice here, there is no trigger, okay, because this is going to be a manual action. I'm going to push that contact into this workflow to resend that particular email. So there is no need to create a trigger unless you want to. You can get sophisticated if you want, but I just like doing it manually. So now we're going to go into the first email and take a look at that. So it's going to be just like that original workflow for the discovery call, except that the body of that particular email is going to have some components that are changed. So everything's the same, and I'll give you this complete layout of how I've structured my my booking confirmation emails, just so that if you like this style, you can actually use it for yourself. So everything's going to remain the same. So my invitee email, the event date and time, that's all the same, except that, let's see, no, so this one's going to be the new one. So I'm mapping the one that I've created, contact, event, date, time. That's going to be new. Contact notes. So this is the one that I've created, the appointment notes, custom field. That one is new. Custom Zoom link or contact Zoom link. That was one that I created. And then these two reschedule or cancel links are actually what's actually being recorded as well. So they are unique in and of themselves. So if I click on reschedule, we can look at, well, what am I using for that? This was a custom field that I've created. And from the action from the system item, it's getting mapped into this field. So I'm actually taking advantage of it there for both cancel and reschedule. So these are all custom items that I've created, which are being mapped from the system variables. So now what I can do once I've got this all established, very important step here is go into settings and make sure that you allow multiple, because who knows, we may want to use it multiple times in the future. So make sure you have allow multiples, click publish, click save. Let's go back. Let's go into that contact and let's find that email, Funnel Techie plus Ava. Come on. I know you're in there. So now what we can do here is, let's say that they're requesting another email, what they want us to resend it. So all I need to do is go down to the bottom, go into campaigns, click under active workflows, click add, and all we want to do is type in the resend, and we simply choose add and watch what happens. Boom. Everything gets sent out exactly the way it was recorded. And that's how you do it, guys. If you have any questions, reach out, let me know.